this month's hands-on history session at the Nuneaton Museum and Art Gallery with me, Access Assistant Michael. Now, you may have heard that an elephant never forgets. Now, it's true that elephants do forget things just like we do. They have very, very good memories and can remember individuals, events, and locations for decades at a time. Now, today, we're going to be looking at a few elephant-themed objects from our collection today. And I hope that at the end of this, these will be objects that you will not soon forget. Now, do we have all of our loose-fitting jewelry off? Good. All we need to do is put on our handling gloves. Glove number one. Nice and tight. Glove number two. And we can begin. Now, our first object today pulls double duty as it is both of and from elephant. You can see here a row of elephants decoratively carved into this piece of ivory. And they're all facing this large crocodile here. We have elephants that are larger, elephants that are smaller, and each of the elephants is finely detailed. You can see their little toes, and their ears are almost flapping in the wind. Now, interestingly, each one of these elephants has a different expression. And as they get closer and closer to our crocodile friend over here, they raise their trunks in alarm. And as they get really close, they start to grapple the crocodile with their trunks. Now, an elephant's trunk is very much like its hand. It's very sensitive, and they can use it to grasp and hold things very successfully. As I said, this is made of a single piece of ivory. Ivory is the tusk of the elephant. You can see some of the tusks here. And that is why it has this nice curved shape coming to the tip here. That's why we have small elephants, we have large elephants, because the tusk narrows. To show you an uncarved example, I have this tusk here, which hasn't been carved. You can see it's pointed. It gets broader as it comes out. You can see how it's constructed. It's got lots of little cones, and these expand out as the tusk gets larger. Our next object today is this small statuette of an Indian Raja set atop an elephant. And you can see this figure is cast in bronze and it's very intricately decorated. You can see the caparison, or cloth covering, on the back of the elephant. It's a lovely floral design, and it's accentuated by little discs that would likely have been in metal. The figure as well of the Raja is also very elaborately dressed, which reinforces our identification of him. Now, this object comes from late 18th century India, so around the time, the height of power of the British East India Company. There is some speculation that this figure might represent a European, but there's nothing to suggest that it is. It is some speculation. We'll let you decide. Now, our final object for today is this. It's an ankus, or an elephant goad. As you might be able to tell from the name, this object is used to make elephants do what it is you'd like them to do. So this one is made of fine steel. It has sharp points here and here, and you'd use this object to strike the elephant in parts where its skin is particularly sensitive in order to get the elephant to do what you'd like. Now, objects like this have been used to coerce elephants since the 6th to 5th century BCE, but are currently falling out of favor for obvious animal welfare reasons, and their use is outlawed in most places now. This object comes from 19th century India, and it is relatively simple. It's a utilitarian object, but objects like this that have had such a long use can also take on a spiritual or symbolic significance. And so the Uncas is frequently depicted in mosaics and other works, usually as an object denoting perseverance, for reasons that may be obvious. So ceremonial examples of Uncases do exist, and they are much more finely adorned. They're brilliantly shiny and artistic, and are often encrusted with jewels. But this one is just for elephants. And thank you for joining us today as we talked about a few of our elephant-related objects in our collection. If you have any questions or comments about these or any of the other objects in our collection, do feel free to let us know below, and we'll answer your questions as best we can. And until next time, thank you for joining us for Hands-On History.